Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Learn with Larib. I know it has been a long time, but now I will try my best to complete all topics. So, we will be discussing sleep as I had promised in one of my videos. Sleep is not the brain switching off, it is the brain being actively inhibited. So, to understand how we sleep or how we wake up, let's go through some of the anatomy first and then we'll talk about the sleep physiology. So the anatomical backbone for sleep is the reticular formation. अब reticular formation क्या होती है? It is basically a diffuse network of neurons which will extend through the medulla, pons, and midbrain. It also lies between the sensory and the motor tracts. As you can see in this picture over here as well, this is the reticular formation. और फिर उसके बाद ये radiations जाती हैं towards the cerebral cortex, which is responsible for waking up. अब यहाँ पे auditory impulses भी हो रही हैं, visual impulses भी आ रही हैं, टच, पेन, टेम्परेचर, ठीक है. तो ये सारी चीजें जो हैं आपको एक स्टिमुलस प्रोवाइड करती हैं फॉर द रेटिकुलर फॉर्मेशन टू fire neurons, and then the neurons or the firing or the signal is passed on to the cerebral cortex and the person is then awake. So अपनी डेली लाइफ में इफ यू नोटिस इफ यू स्लीपिंग आपको कोई आवाज़ देते हैं आप उस आवाज़ से उठ जाते हो, सो दैट इज थ्रू द ऑडिटरी इम्पल्स. यहाँ से रेटिकुलर फॉर्मेशन पे वो इम्पल्स जाएगी, न्यूरोनल फायरिंग होगी, एक्साइटेशन होगी, एक्टिवेशन होगी, radiation of the impulse to the cerebral cortex, and then you will be awake. So this reticular formation, which is a diffuse neuronal network of medulla, pons, and midbrain, it will project its neurons to thalamus, hypothalamus, and directly to the cerebral cortex. मैंने भी आपको सिर्फ cerebral cortex से बताया, it also passes through thalamus and hypothalamus. Now the question is, how does the brain stays on? So the neuronal firing pattern during wakefulness is that it has high frequency, low amplitude, and desynchronized firing. So if you correlate it with the EEG findings, so desynchronized, low amplitude, high frequency, beta, and alpha waves. This is during the wakefulness. Okay? So the core wake promoting nuclei are the nuclei present in the pons, medulla, and midbrain. ठीक है, pons में कौन से होंगे? This is just for some extra information if you're interested in it. So in pons we have locus coeruleus, and this is the one which fires maximally during the wakefulness. And the neuron involved or the neurotransmitter involved is the norepinephrine. ठीक है, raphe nuclei होते हैं midbrain and pons दोनों में. ठीक है, the main neurotransmitter involved is the serotonin. ये हमने neurotransmitters में भी पढ़ा था in detail. So this one norepinephrine is basically responsible for alertness और ये इसकी ज़्यादा increased firing हो जाती है. And serotonin is basically it stabilizes the wakefulness. And during sleep, the serotonin decreases. ठीक है? Norepinephrine will obviously also fire less as it is responsible for wakefulness. Other than that, we have a nucleus present in posterior hypothalamus, that is tuberomammillary nucleus, and the neurotransmitter involved is histamine. Histamine also maintains wakefulness. So if you correlate it with your daily life, if you take an antihistamine, you feel sleepy. That is how it works. Antihistamine से histamine release decrease होती है. Firing neurotransmitter histamine is decreased and it is not able to maintain wakefulness. That is why you are sleepy. But we have some more nuclei in pons. We have tegmental and pedunculopontine nucleus. Now, I understand that you will not remember all of these names, but at least आपको एक main basic concept याद रह जाएगा. आपके neurotransmitters reinforce हो जाएंगे. Some of your anatomy will be reinforced as well. The neurotransmitter over here is acetylcholine, which is also important in cortical activation and REM sleep. ठीक है, ये न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर्स में भी मैंने आपको कौन सी नॉन रेम और कौन से रेम स्लीप के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं ये मैंने आपको बताया था. ओवर हियर एज वेल एसिटाइलकोलिन फॉर रेम स्लीप एंड कॉर्टिकल एक्टिवेशन. ठीक है, उसके अलावा द वन इन्वॉल्व इज द basal forebrain, which is responsible for direct cortical activation, and the neurotransmitter is again acetylcholine. So all of these nuclei, along with their neurotransmitters, these are important and responsible for wakefulness. एक बंदे ने अगर सोना है तो उसके लिए क्या होगा? So during your sleep, the neurotransmitters GABA, remember this is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, and another neurotransmitter galanin. These are released by anterior hypothalamus. ठीक है? And these then actively inhibit all of these nuclei. Okay? It inhibits this locus ceruleus, raphe nuclei, tubomammillary nucleus, and the brainstem nuclei, all of the rest, cholinergic brainstem nuclei, which are these. Isko hum, in short, we can call these as cholinergic brainstem nuclei. So these are inhibited and the person is then going into sleep. So to summarize it, for wakefulness, these nuclei, locus ceruleus, raphe nuclei, TMN or tuberomammillary nuclei, and cholinergic brainstem nuclei are involved. And for sleep, anterior hypothalamus inhibits all of these nuclei. And now when the person has gone from the wakefulness to sleep, the neuronal firing will then change into low frequency, high amplitude, and synchronized firing. This is when this part over here wins, which is also known as ventrolateral preoptic nucleus. This is the ventrolateral preoptic nucleus present in the hypothalamus, anterior hypothalamus to be specific. As a wakefulness hogi, sleep ho gaya, now we talk about awakening. Now, awakening is not a gradual drift, it's basically a reactivation. There are certain trigger sources, for example, light, sound, which reactivate, or there is also another trigger source, which is pain. So sound and pain, they both go via reticular formation, and the neurons are then radiated via thalamus to the cortex, and there is wakefulness. Ye wali sari cheezein, these all start firing more with increased frequency, low amplitude, and desynchronized firing. Light, however, passes through retina via suprachiasmatic nucleus, which is present in the hypothalamus. Remember, this is involved in our circadian rhythm. So this is how sleep and circadian rhythm are related. So it's preferred if you sleep with lights off. If you sleep with lights on, it is giving signals to your suprachiasmatic nucleus, and there's a disturbance in nuclear firing, and simultaneously your sleep is disturbed. So for awakening, the reticular activating system reactivates, thalamus returns to tonic firing, cortex desynchronizes, जो मैंने आपको बताया यहाँ पे in awakening, frequency, high frequency, low amplitude, desynchronized firing. So cortex desynchronizes, and as a result, conscious perception returns. A person is able to perceive that where he is, or he is conscious now, not sleeping. All right, so this was the anatomy of sleep. Now we will see the physiology of the sleep cycle. Now we know that we have two stages. We have rapid eye movement and non-rapid eye movement stage of sleep. So here's a twist. In rapid eye movement sleep, the cortex will look awake, yet the body is paralyzed. So to understand that paradox, we need to enter the stages of sleep. So let's do the stages of sleep in relation to the EEG waveforms. Okay, so when you're awake and your eyes are open, you will have beta waves, which will be high frequency, low amplitude, as we talked about here. And if you're awake and eyes are closed, you will have alpha waves. हमने awakening में पढ़ा beta and alpha waves. High frequency, low amplitude, desynchronized firing. Now we'll talk about non-REM sleep. What is non-REM sleep? That is non-rapid eye movement sleep. That means कि आप deep sleep में है, ठीक है? In non-REM sleep, there is reduced reticular activity system activity, and there is synchronized cortical firing. So we studied that in sleep, the cortical firing becomes synchronized, the frequency decreases and amplitude increases. Okay? So that will be in the non-REM sleep. A non-REM sleep is then further divided into three stages. N1 is comparatively light sleep, N2 is deeper, and N3 is deepest. ये मैं आपको इतनी डिटेल में इसलिए बता रही हूँ because N1, N2, N3 के specifically कौन सी EEG waveform होती है, इससे MCQs आते हैं. So इसको kind of रटा ही मार लो. अगर मैं आपको सारी waveforms draw करके दिखाने लगी, this video will become very extensive. मैंने आपको explain कर दिया है कि frequency और synchronization, what is that, so that you don't have to remember it. आपको इससे समझ आ जाएगी तो आपको याद रहेगा, especially याद नहीं करना पड़ेगा. So non-REM for N1 light sleep, it will have a theta waveform. Now over here, these two had high frequency, low amplitude, and desynchronized waves. This one will have low frequency, high amplitude, and synchronization. अभी यहाँ पे start होगी and then for N2 and N3 it will increase. N2 basically has sleep spindles and K complexes. These are just the names given to the EEG waveforms. Then in the deepest non-REM sleep, this is where the person can do bedwetting or sleepwalking or night terrors. ये सब कब होता है? These all happen in N3, which is the deepest stage of the non-REM sleep. In this, the waveform is delta, and the frequency will be the lowest possible, highest amplitude, and synchronized firing. In REM sleep, there is a slight reactivation of cholinergic brainstem nuclei with suppression of monoaminergic neurons. So basically, in short, just remember कि थोड़ी बहुत चीजें जो हैं वो reactivate हो जाती है. That is why there is rapid eye movement. There is still loss of motor tone, but there is increased brain oxygen use, and the pulse BP is variable. So acetylcholine is being used, increase oxygen consumption by the brain, but there is loss of motor tone. And then REM sleep is when you are dreaming of nightmares. Also, penile or clitoral tumescence might occur in this part as well. There is obviously extraocular movement since we are talking about rapid eye movement. So extraocular movement is present and it occurs every 90 minutes. The waveform in this will be beta. So one important thing that in elderly and in depression, what happens to this waveform? In elderly, there is decreased REM sleep. Okay? And in depression, there is increased REM sleep. It's all for sleep. You need to know the anatomy and the physiology. I hope now you will remember the waveforms along with the type of the sleep. If you have any question, please comment and I will try my best to answer all the questions. And if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.